Okay, hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be about nervous system regulation to heal your recurring vaginal infections. For those who don't know me, my name is Akira and I'm a dietitian that helps women to heal from recurring vaginal infections. So if you have yeast infections, BV, UTIs, things like that, you want to stick around for this video and you want to subscribe to my channel and follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Bachelor Nutrition. So I wanted to make today's video because nervous system regulation is so important when it comes to healing anything, but it's not often talked about and it needs to be talked about because your nervous system can control basically almost everything in your body because how you react to things can determine whether your cortisol levels spike or not. And we know that cortisol is our stress hormone. If that is spiked chronically all the time, this is going to lead to low grade inflammation in the body. So when it comes to nervous system regulation, first, I have notes on my computer, but first, I basically want to talk about what the nervous system is, right? So we have our nervous system, and it's divided into two separate branches. We have the sympathetic nervous system, and we have the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight response nervous system. So this is the nervous system where whenever we get scared or we feel threatened or we're hypervigilant, this is the nervous system that is activated. So the issue with this is that yes, we do need the sympathetic nervous system in order for us to stay safe and alive because it's nervous system that alerts us if anything is going on. But what the issue is that majority of Americans or people that live in really busy societies, they are chronically living in fight or flight, which is basically like you're living in survival mode because everyone is stressed. Everyone is stressed about their jobs, money, whether it's like relationship stress, it doesn't matter. Your brain doesn't know the difference between different types of stress. So you can be stressed over something as minimal as losing your car keys, but your brain thinks you're trying to outrun a lion or a bear. So whenever we're stressed, this spikes our cortisol levels, and when our cortisol spiked chronically, this can lead to suppressed immunity, which can lead to inflammation. So with the sympathetic nervous system, whenever you're stressed at all over anything, it automatically puts you in survival mode. So your body thinks you're just trying to survive. So this can cause you to have more recurring vaginal infections if you are chronically in fight or flight mode, chronically stressed, you're overreactive, you get pissed off really easily, you hold on to grudges, you stay really angry for a really long time. This can be basically making your vaginal infections worse. Something else that's really important when it comes to healing your recurring vaginal infections, with the sympathetic nervous system, I forgot what I was going to say actually. The sympathetic nervous system. I had a thought to say about it and then it kind of like left my mind. But basically, that's what that means. If I remember what I was going to say, I'll bring it back up. Then you also have the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest. So sympathetic is fight or flight, parasympathetic is rest and digest. The parasympathetic state is the state that we want to be in for majority of the time because when we're in that rest and digest state, we have higher immunity basically. So because we're not stressed, nothing is suppressing our immune system. We're more calm. There's less inflammation, lower cortisol levels, which means that your immune system can function better, and you can also have a more comfortable vaginal environment that's not inflamed. So that's the difference between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. And with the nervous system in general, our breath can control our nervous system. So when we're doing shallow, low breathing or we're breathing really fast because we're nervous, this is what can activate the sympathetic nervous system. When we do breath work and we calm down through meditation and other what's the word I want to use? Nervous system regulation techniques, we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So the way to activate it, well, not the way, but you know it's activated when you're really calm, zen, relaxed, and when you're yawning, because yawning is a sign that your body is calming down. So that's really important to know. So now I'm going to look at my notes. Oh, but actually, even before that, so with the sympathetic nervous system, so when it comes to recurring vaginal infections, a lot of women are in fight or flight or survival mode, or the sympathetic nervous system is activated all the time because they're in a hypervigilant state because of their infection. So, like, if they get a tiny whiff of an odor, they're automatically like freaking out. If they see any discharge, they're freaking out, getting nervous. They're nervous to have sex, which of course that's understandable. But basically, hypervigilance is keeping you in survival mode, and it's keeping this nervous system activated, which can then keep the recurring infections going. Stress is the number one cause of like all diseases for the most part. So that's why it's really important that we are activating the parasympathetic nervous system more than the sympathetic nervous system. So not to go over my notes. So as I told you guys, chronic stress can literally change your vaginal pH. And that's what happened to me from 2023 to 2025. I was in survival mode for 2 years straight, like straight survival mode, fight or flight, financial stress, financial stress, mental stress, all types of stress. So that was what was causing my recurring vaginal infections personally. I keep accidentally hitting this mic, so sorry if it took a loud noise. But stress can literally change your vaginal pH. So most people only focus on hygiene and supplements, but healing truly starts in your nervous system. Because once your body feels safe to heal, it will heal. If it doesn't feel safe because you're in survival mode, it's going to be really, really hard for it to heal. Because when you're in survival mode, a lot of your basic functions shut down because your body wants to reserve its energy to surviving. So your digestive system shuts down. So people who are in chronic stress, they may have IBS, gut health issues, constipation, or they may have I forgot what I just mentioned. They may be getting sick more frequently because their immune system is shutting down because they're so stressed that their body is basically allocating all its energy to surviving versus to healing. So that's really important. So, as I told you guys before, chronic stress equals sympathetic dominance, which means your body is stuck in survival mode. So, weakened immune defenses, so you can't fight off BV or yeast, reduced estrogen, so you have more dryness, more pH imbalance, poor blood flow to vaginal tissues because the blood flow is going to all of the other organs that the body deems as essential to survive. So, that's another reason. And also, sluggish digestion, which I mentioned, which equals to gut imbalance, which equals vaginal dysbiosis. So, there's a direct connection between your gut and your vag. How we eat impacts our vag. And basically, our digestion, of course, impacts our vag because if we're not digesting things properly, there's a lack of nutrients that are going towards our vag, which can cause vaginal dysbiosis. So regulation is required for true healing because, like I said before, your body needs to feel safe to heal. When you're regulated, your gut microbiome and your vag microbiome stabilizes, so it's more balanced. Your inflammation drops, your hormones rebalance, and you stop obsessing over symptoms. So this is exactly why I have a vag healing meditation on my YouTube channel. I also have vag healing subliminals on my YouTube channel. And I also have a free 8-hour overnight vaginal healing sleep tape in my link tree because these three things are all forms of subconscious reprogramming tools, but they can also help to regulate your nervous system by training your brain to believe that you are healed so that you're not chronically in a hypervigilant state and causing yourself to be stressed. So like it doesn't matter if you're not stressed in your life a lot of times. If you're stressed in any way about your vag, you're preventing it from healing, which is why you want to regulate your nervous system. If you feel like you need more help with this, I talk a lot about this in my book, the Vag Reset ebook, where I go over nutrition, sleep, exercise, stress, mindset, manifestation, subconscious reprogramming, literally all the tools that you need to heal. Or if you feel like you need more one-to-one help and support, I do have the Vag Reset program, which is a one-to-one voice note coaching program where you get one-to-one voice note coaching for 1 month. You also get your own nutrition plan, your own manifestation plan. I can interpret your EBI results. For those who don't know what EBI is an online vaginal microbiome at-home testing company that tests for over 700 microbes that your GYN does not test for. EBI also tests for STIs and also if you have any antibiotic resistance. So that's how I got to the root cause of my vaginal infections is through taking a test with EBI, and then I was able to heal myself in 1 week because I knew what the root cause was. So I interpret your every results for you. I also give you a whole entire protocol for nutrition, manifestation, stress, sleep, exercise, or just physical activity in general. You also get to be in my weekly Q&As on Fridays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You also get to be in my community group, and you get basically 24/7 support from me for 1 month. And even after the 1 month ends, if you want to renew after that, you can for 200. But you can still be in the community group and the Q&A on Fridays after the 1 month. The only thing that ends after the 1 month is the voice note coaching. So it's really important that you are getting some type of support when you're healing your vaginal infections. You don't need my support if you don't need it. That's completely fine. But it's really helpful to help you regulate your nervous system and to have someone else reassure you and to help you stay regulated. So some somatic signs that your nervous system is dysregulated is jaw clenching, holding tension in your pelvic floor or your glutes, hypervigilance around your symptoms, shallow chest breathing, and feeling disconnected from your yoni or just feeling numb. So if you feel like you don't know what's going on, why this is happening to you, you feel really lost, this can be a sign. So, of course, there are some nervous system regulation tools. You have breath work. Breath work basically can either activate your sympathetic nervous system or activate the parasympathetic. So we can do actual breath work like box breathing or the 578 method or whatever. This can help us to activate that parasympathetic nervous system. And whenever we find ourselves breathing really fast, slowing down our breath is really, really helpful. So box breathing or breath work in general is one way of regulating your nervous system. You also have hip circles, gentle stretching, and vaginal steaming. So, with hip circles and gentle stretching, you can look for a root chakra yoga video or a hip opening stretch video. It doesn't matter because women store trauma and stress in their hips. So, it's good to do some hip opening stretches or the root chakra yoga video. Um, Black yogi Nico Marie, to me personally, has the best yoga videos on YouTube. I love her videos. So, I recommend that. Vaginal steaming or yoni steaming can be a great way for people who are more spiritual to release any stress or toxins from their vag. You also have grounding rituals like walking barefoot on the earth or being near water. So, barefoot means like touching grass with your feet or sand or just like nature in general, because that helps to ground, like literally ground you and regulate your nervous system. Or being near water is also really helpful for your nervous system. So, going to the beach, going near a lake, affirmations for safety. So telling yourself that you are safe in your body. My yoni knows how to heal. That's why I have the 8 hour overnight vaginal affirmation tape. And I also have the vaginal healing subliminals. And I have the vaginal healing meditation. You also have tapping and EFT. So EFT tapping stands for emotional freedom technique. And it's you basically tapping on certain acupressure points in your body that can store stress or trauma. And it can release that from your body while tapping affirmations into you. So, what happens when you stay regulated? You have more vaginal moisture and lubrication. You have better hormone balance, which equals to fewer infections. You have less anxiety and obsessive checking and hypervigilance. And you start trusting your body again, and your body responds. So, this is the goal. This is what we want so that you can stay more regulated, have less inflammation, and so that you can heal faster and more efficiently. So just to have some final tips for the ending of this video, of course. So God designed your body to heal in peace, not panic. So we are given all the tools that we need to heal our bodies, but oftentimes we feel like our healing relies on doctors and medications. And obviously, if you guys are dealing with recurring vaginal infections, you know by now this is not the truth. Because a lot of doctors don't know how to heal recurring vaginal infections, they only know how to give medications, which only treat the symptoms, not the root cause. That's why I recommend Evie to everyone to get to the root cause of your badge. When I originally tried Evie, I was not an affiliate or anything with them, but now I am. But that's not my intention of promoting Evie. My intention is that you get to the root cause of your badge infection so that you can actually heal and that you're not running in circles, going to the doctor, doing lab tests, testing negative, but then you're still having itching in your ass and your badge, and then they're giving you antibiotics, and then it's getting worse. And all of that, that's not the life that you're meant to live. You're meant to live a life of peace, and our bodies know how to heal. It just needs the proper tools. It needs the proper nutrition, sleep, stress management, mindset work, physical activity. That's why I encourage you all to join the Badge Reset so I can give you all the tools that you need to heal. Healing your nervous system is healing your womanhood. So women are not meant to be, well, no one's meant to be in stress and survival mode and stuff like that. But women's bodies specifically are definitely not designed to deal with so much stress. So healing your nervous system can definitely help assist with making you feel more alive in your womanhood, more connected to your yoni, feeling better in your body. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to put my laptop down. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys have a better understanding of what your nervous system, or what nervous system regulation is, how to regulate your nervous system, how to activate the parasympathetic versus the sympathetic, learning how to better manage your stress. If you have any questions, comment them down below. But this is key to regulating your reoccurring vaginal infection. So to prevent it from coming back, you want to basically, whenever you feel any anxiety around your vag, you're feeling stressed about it, you want to bring yourself back down to a calm state. My favorite nervous system regulation technique go-to is breath work. I also do enjoy EFT tapping a lot, so those two are really, really great. If you have any questions, leave them down below. But otherwise, I'm telling you that this helps you all and that you all now have healthy vages and that you're no longer dealing with recurring vaginal infections. So Stay tuned for the next video. Bye, everyone.